Rajdev is a modern, university-educated young man living a comfortable, contemporary life in the bustling city of Bhubaneswar in 2024. But he carries a hidden legacy. Rajdev is the direct heir to an ancient Zamindar family, powerful landlords who once controlled a massive estate in a remote, rural corner of Odisha. Now that he has graduated, the time has come for him to return to the village and officially claim his aristocratic title. Strangely, his family has spent his entire life keeping him far away from this inheritance. When he insists on visiting, his mother and the village elders give one strict condition: he must never step foot near the family's second estate, a massive 184-year-old abandoned mansion. It is an incredibly valuable property. Why leave their home to rot, relying on strict rules and fear to keep the legal heir away? Inheritance is a heavy gift. Along with the mansions and the land, Rajdev was stepping into a history his family spent nearly 2 centuries trying to bury. Unable to ignore the taboo, Rajdev bypasses his own coronation ceremonies. He seeks out the estate's caretakers to ask about the old mansion, and he finds them living in a state of constant dread. The caretakers describe a terrifying nightly routine. Every evening after midnight, the sounds of dancers' anklets, a tragic song, and agonizing human screams echo from a locked room on the mansion's western wall. The caretakers are trapped in generational servitude due to a massive historical debt to Rajdev's ancestors. While the wealthy zamindars moved to the city, the servants stayed behind, absorbing the physical consequences of the haunting to guard a building they don't own. This haunting is truly a collective burden. The spirits occupy the western wall, but the caretakers are the ones trapped in a cycle of service they cannot escape. Driven by guilt over a hospitalized gardener, Rajdev sneaks into the forbidden compound late at night. He navigates the ruins until he finally sees a window on the western wall glowing with a sickening red light. Looking through the glass, he sees the first spirit, the ghost of a man sitting in the corner, his neck gruesomely half-severed. Beside him is a second figure, a mutilated transgender dancer in a red dress. Her hands are charred, her jaw is shattered, and her eyes are completely white. Seeing this violent terror firsthand changes everything. Rajdev can no longer remain a passive heir. He needs to know the exact history of the blood he carries. He seeks out the village historian, Devi Amma. She opens a 184-year-old case that points directly to Rajdev's great-grandfather. In that era, his great-grandfather wielded unchecked feudal power. He used the mansion as a private base for debauchery, entertaining wealthy elites and British officials with performances that lasted until dawn. He became obsessed with a transgender dancer named Priyamvada. He moved her into the mansion permanently, sparking fierce jealousy among his 4 sons, who feared she would inherit the estate they wanted for themselves. The sons hired servants to spy on her, and soon discovered Priyamvada was having a secret affair with a village teacher. They reported the betrayal to their father. The retaliation was savage. The great-grandfather and his sons ambushed the lovers in the western room. They used an axe to sever the teacher's neck, and then cut out Priyamvada's tongue. Bleeding and in agony, the 2 victims were bricked alive into the wall of that room. As the light faded, Priyamvada cast the dying curse that immediately killed the patriarch and infected his entire bloodline. The curse was not a random event. It was the direct result of a family that believed their status gave them total ownership over human lives. Rajdev is left with a choice. He can return to the safety of his modern life, or he can stay and take responsibility for a crime he didn't commit. He chooses to stay. Rajdev organizes a massive purification ritual and leads a team of priests to physically smash open the 184-year-old brick wall, finally retrieving the skeletal remains inside. He performs the last rites and personally begs for forgiveness on behalf of his ancestors. As the bodies are cremated, he officially liberates the spirits from the western wall. Finally, Rajdev orders the complete demolition of the cursed mansion. He donates the expensive land back to the village, replacing a site of murder with a children's playground. Settling a legacy means more than accepting the assets. It requires the courage to face the ancestors' crimes, pay their debts, and finally let the land be at peace.